Hey guys, today you join me on another vlog. Today we're going to be fitting my water injection kit that just arrived from AEM. The weather is getting better here in Abu Dhabi, and obviously that means we can run more boost. And to run more boost we need to have water injection or meth injection installed. As you guys can see here, the wiring is provided. There's end tank, there's a boost hose as well, so the tank and the sensors know how much boost to put through it. And there's this little control that comes with it that gets mounted inside. All the fittings, crimps, everything that you need. It's basically a complete kit with no additional items needed, including the nozzles, the sensors, and this here is the pump with all the fittings attached to that. And you guys can see my old system is here now. This system isn't adequate anymore for the power we're trying to run, so I'm going to remove it all from the throttle body all the way down to the hoses and where it sits right now. And you see here now I removed the arch guards, I've unbolted the pump, and I'm just in the process of undoing the wiring and undoing the injection nozzle at the top there. But after that, as I was driving the car anyway, I found that my fan stopped working. So this is also a quick guide on how to fit the JP3 kit for the Rx7, which has the Rx8 upgraded fans and motors. What you want to do first is unhook these pigtails for your fans, and you want to take a note on the chassis side. On the chassis side, you want to make sure you write down the colors. My car is a JDM, and unfortunately online everyone provides a USDM and UK configuration, so I'll give you guys the wiring order as well for this. And as you guys can see here, I've now removed the old fans. I'm going to keep the shroud, but the fans themselves are going, and the wiring is obviously, as you can see, knackered, and so are the old motors as well. But what I'm basically pointing out to myself here is what side has more blades over the other. And the JP3 kit obviously has arrived. As you guys can see here are the motors fresh from Mazda, the Rx8 motors, the official parts, along with the Rx8 fans. In the boxes down here, it comes with complete pigtails, connectors, and everything, because the Rx7 and Rx8 motors have completely different endpoints. So what you're gonna have to do is buy a harness. So I bought the Grady harness and then cut the ends off of them, and then re-crimped it to these, which I'll show you guys shortly in the next clip. It's a bit annoying, but it's quite easy to get done. As you guys can see here, the one with more blades on it is for the driver's side, and this is passenger side. And again, the pigtails don't match up. This is the Grady extension harness. These are the old pigtails. I took these off just to know what side I need to cut. Here I'm just checking the wires and everything, but unfortunately what I found out later was, because it's a JDM car, the pigtail wiring doesn't match the actual chassis wiring. That's why I said you need to figure out and note down the chassis wiring. And unfortunately online all of the wiring diagrams also don't tell you what the power is and everything. But here you guys can see I cut off the pigtail and then cut off the correct side for the wiring, and then I'm just gonna check it one more time and then label it all to what the wiring on the chassis side has. And JP3 provide a full harness wiring label kits as well. And here I'm just testing the motor out, making sure it works, making sure what way I have the wiring, because there's no diagram for a JDM motor, what way the wiring is going. And I figured out then what the grounds were, what the power was as well. So basically the Rx7 FD has two grounds. One is a permanent ground, one is an alternating ground. And you can see here I'm just like pulling back the wire so I can crimp it with these. And then the Rx8 also has two powers, one for different fan speed and one for just a constant ground once the fans kick in according to ECU. As you guys can see, I've got them labeled here. Now just to note, the red is power, so your primary power, and then yellow white is going to be your other power for the lower fan speed. And then because it's an alternating ground, the other color, which is blue and orange, will trigger the higher speed on the fan, and obviously black is permanent ground. What we did is we're going to control the high fan speed via the link ECU. After we've crimped these all together via the crimping tool I just showed you guys, pretty easy to use. And then once you've done all that, just tucking up the wires, cable tying them together so they don't hit the ground, because I'm running a V-mount setup. The wiring is kind of exposed to the ground because I don't have it on the tray. Just bolting up these fans as well, and then get ready to mount it on the car. As you guys can see, it's now mounted. This is pretty self-explanatory. It's 3 bolts and the front hooks. The fans are spinning. My fans kick in around 87 degrees Celsius, as you guys see on the dash. And then if it gets higher, the higher fan speed kicks in as well. And yeah, pretty easy install, and all good on that side. Had everything tucked up again. You can kind of see now I've ran the wires on the side of the water hoses to cable tie them all up neatly so that they don't actually get exposed to the bottom of the car if I go over speed humps or hit something. As you guys can see, the only part exposed is the wiring to the motors, but I'm going to figure out how to kind of tuck that away too. And then I also fixed up my front grille that was kind of hanging off. Now Valside provide these little tabs on the side of each of the bumper, but they're not the strongest, so I have to figure out a way to, you know, get these mounted next and kind of hold everything in place and protect it all as well. Hope you enjoyed the vlog.